cost more these days. But good news! High-quality Sunny Bay products are in stock and ready to ship now because they're made in the USA. Like our extra-long neck heating pads. They provide soothing relief to painful sore necks and backs, are microwavable, and come in a variety of colors and patterns. What a great gift! An extra-long neck heating pad from Sunny Bay. Also available in lavender scented. Buy now in time for the holidays and avoid any shipping delays. Available on Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, and sunny-bay.com. Just search for Sunny Bay Heating Pad. They're great for men or women, are reusable and easy to clean. So this year, give the gift of pain relief. An extra long neck wrap from Sunny Bay. Remember, just search for Sunny Bay Heating Pads. Order now when our stock is high and shipping is fast. And happy holidays from Sunny Bay.
The beloved Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life, is live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater, now through December 19th. Retold as a radio play on Christmas Eve 1946, this faithful adaptation of the film is the heartwarming story you know and love. The show magically brings to life George Bailey and all your favorite characters. Ring in the holidays with It's a Wonderful Life at OCT. It's a wonderful tradition for the whole family. Call today for tickets, 352-236-2274.
Dad's service to our country is something we're so proud of. He made a difference and set a great example. Now it's our turn to honor the sacrifices he made for our family and this country. As veteran specialists, Hires Baxley Funeral Service helps us celebrate Dad's life and can help you too. Hires Baxley is here for you during your time of need or when planning for the future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hiresbaxley.com/choice.
Will this be the year you finally get to enjoy Christmas at home? Let the Personal Service Center help you with your presents and goodies. They can gift wrap them, box them up, and ship them out, leaving you more time to enjoy the real meaning of the season. Personal Service Center, corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, 352-789-6683. Look for the yellow signs.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner, and Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner, and Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner, and Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
Welcome to Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene and Debbie thank you for another successful year and to wish you and yours a year ahead full of faith, family, and friends. It's no secret that we have and will face some challenges this year. Now more than ever, we need to reach out to make our workplace a caring community. Wishing you peace, hope, and a brighter new year. Powell Gene, Gene @yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Wednesday. Galen Unall from Life South joins us. He does every day, but thanks to the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how they're handling the COVID-19 issues, give them a call at 352-854-6262. We'd also like to thank JustShip.net. They've flipped this script on shipping. Before, you had to take your item, you had to box it up, you had to wrap it up, you had to go stand in line at the post office or the UPS store or FedEx to get your package delivered. Well, JustShip.net does that for you. You make an appointment, they come out, for a small pickup fee plus postage. They'll take your item, they'll box it up, they'll wrap it up, they'll go stand in line, saving you time and money. And as we know, time is money, so they save you money on top of money. Go to justship.net to find out more information. And, of course, family-owned and operated Penn Flooring, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. Penn Flooring owes every bit of their success to their unrivaled customer service. They're experienced in both commercial and residential flooring. Go see their spacious showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or give them a call at 352-351-3420. Galen Unaw from Life South joins us. Galen, I'm about to say something that's probably going to cause controversy. If you have a problem with it, folks, Tom at WOCA.com. But I want you to hear me out before you interrupt me, Galen, and then tell me your thoughts. Systemic racism has been something that's been claimed by the people of Black Lives Matter and politicians on the left ever since the woke movement started, basically. I would say that I could make arguments that there isn't systemic racism, but a judge in Pennsylvania isn't helping my cause very much. A Pennsylvania man who planted 3 bombs. This is not in question. Everybody agrees this man planted 3 bombs at a Black Lives Matter protest. He's a white guy, Matthew Machanowitz. He's a 53-year-old Pennsylvania man. He admitted that he planted 3 backpacks of explosives in downtown Pittsburgh hours before a Black Lives Matter protest was supposed to happen. He said he was fed up with the looting that he was seeing his family and friends go through and that he was seeing his country involved with. And so he wanted to take a stand and do something to stop the blacks. This is his words. Stop the blacks who were trying to loot their way into control. None of the bombs exploded. They were all found early. They were all detonated, so nobody was injured. Well, Judge Ambrose sentenced Machanowitz yesterday, saying, the reason I'm giving this sentence is I believe the man had a breakdown and just was fed up and didn't see any other alternatives. So I sentenced him to time served for the time he spent behind bars and 3 years probation for planting 3 bombs that could have killed numerous people. You know, the black community is going to say if that was a black guy, he would be in prison for life. And this white guy gets time served and probation. That Pennsylvania judge ain't helping me out by saying, but when I try to say there's not systemic racism, that helps make the argument for systemic racism right there, Galen, in my opinion.
Well, define systemic racism. That's the issue, right?
100% it is. 100% it is.
Well, what is systemic about it?
Well,
so you're saying that
they say the people who say systemic racism, but listen, the people who say it, I'm going to tell you, systemic racism to the people who say it happens means that whites get a whole different set of standards than blacks do, and the standards that are set for blacks are inferior and make them less of a people than the whites in this country. That's their argument. And by this sentence, you can see that this sentence doesn't help in putting a kibosh on that argument.
No, you're right about that. I mean, it doesn't help anything. Yeah, it's hard to argue that. It's hard to argue that. I don't know if that's systemic, because if it's systemic, that means there's a system in place by the government that brings you down.
Well,
and in this case, I think he's an elected official.
Right. Yeah.
No, he's an elected judge. He's elected.
Which is part of the system.
Okay, well, that means the community, he's holding up the community's values. That's a completely different story, whether or not our judges should be elected.
Well,
and by the way, I don't think they should. I think there should be a committee. I don't know anything about a judge, right? How do you and I know whether or not a judge is good or fair?
We don't.
Until something like this happens, right? And by the way, the same is true for the school board superintendent.
Gave him time served. Yeah. He gave him time served for the time he was in jail awaiting trial. 3 years of supervised probation. Well, the first 180 days of it, though, he's on house arrest. So let's put it. Let's give it faith. He is on house arrest. He's not allowed to leave his house, and he does have an ankle monitor. So he planted 3 backpack bombs and admitted that he did it. And the judge said, yeah, he needs a break because he had a breakdown. He was just so tired of seeing all the strife that his family and friends were going through and the strife in America that it makes perfect sense to plant bombs. So we're going to give him a lenient sentence this time. That just screams that screams partiality instead of impartiality, in my opinion.
Agreed.
In my opinion.
Agreed. No, but you're making that based on no information. That's part of the problem.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You don't know anything about this judge. What information do you know about this judge? Why do you think that it's instantly a racial issue? He could be crazy. Did they hire a psychologist?
I didn't say that I think it was a racist thing. I'm saying that this is exactly the fodder that the other side needs to say it's a racist thing.
Okay. Well, but it seems like you're supporting it.
He faced up to 10 years for each bomb. So he faced 30 years in prison. And instead he got 3 years probation.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good. I can't. You're asking me to defend something that I can't defend.
And the judge said, I am convinced he had a breakdown. He was stressed at the time. He planted devices. He didn't intend to detonate or harm anybody. He just planted them. That's what the judge says. I believe that if he was sane and rational at the time, he wouldn't have planted them because he really didn't want to hurt anybody. Why would you build a bomb and go plant it at a place that a rally's about to take place if you weren't doing it so they would detonate?
Well, you had a heck of a lawyer.
Oh, must have.
I mean, wow. Or the prosecution didn't do a very good job. Right? I don't know. Doesn't pass the smell test, does it?
It does not, and that's my point. My point is, no matter what you know about the judge, what you know about the individual that was on trial or anything, it's a white guy who planted bombs at a Black Lives Matter rally who got a slap on the wrist. If there was a Trump rally and a Hispanic or black, either one, had planted those at a Trump rally, you think he's getting a slap on the wrist and 3 years supervised probation?
That's a fair comment. Again, I don't like to compare cases, but yeah, what you're saying is fair. Absolutely.
It leads you to say situations like this bolster what I think is a wrong assessment of systemic racism in this country. I think it's a wrong assessment, but these kind of incidents bolster the other side's argument about systemic racism. Sure. I firmly believe that. And my job is to I call a spade when I see it. And this is ridiculous. The man and the question of guilt is not here. The man said, yeah, I planted the backpacks. I'd had it. I'd had enough with all that was going on, and I needed to take a stand. He admitted that in open court. Nobody's disputing the fact that he built bombs. He planted them at a Black Lives Matter rally to stop what he saw as a people run amok. But it's bombs.
Yep.
I mean,
I agree.
They put 2 backpack bombs at the end of the race at the Boston Marathon. What those guys get? One of them got killed in a boat in the shootout, which he should have, and the other one's on death row.
That's correct.
This guy gets
the other one. He's not going to. Yeah.
No, yeah. But this guy gets 3 years probation for doing the same thing. All he did is he didn't detonate them.
I don't like it.
But by the way, when you look at the guy's photo, and this leads to the stereotype too, when you look at the guy's photo, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 6'3".
He's the Aryan race. Huh?
Not a good look. Not a good look in Pennsylvania. Not a good look.
I don't. I understand that the outrage. I hope the community is as outraged as you are.
I would hope
that they do something about it.
I would.
Where was that in Pennsylvania?
It was in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh.
Huh.
Pittsburgh. You know, people are saying, people are calling. I watch Fox News. That's the one I watch. There are people on Fox News, talking heads on Fox News, that believe that Jussie Smollett, who just was convicted of lying and creating a hoax, that he was attacked on a hate crime, and it was proven that he was not, that he planned the whole thing and paid people to attack him as a publicity stunt. There are people on Fox News that are calling for him to get the maximum sentence allowed, which is 3 years in prison. You're telling me that's worthy of 3 years in prison, and this guy got 3 years probation for planting bombs?
No, yeah, that's undeniable.
What's the difference between the two?
Tom.
Smollett is gay and black. This guy's blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the first difference you see between the two of them.
The difference is the judges.
Yeah.
Right. It's absolutely.
But that's what minorities will tell you is judges do that for white folks. They don't do it for minorities. That's what they'll tell you. It's the judges.
And I can't deny that, but that's why I don't think we should vote for judges. I think it's silly. I don't know anything about the judges, and I try to consider myself in the know. But whenever there's a judge up for election, I just ask around, right, for like, well, what do you think of this guy? Oh, yeah, he's okay, or no, you need to vote him out. I don't know. And I think it's silly that we even vote for him.
Now,
it should be a committee.
Another story about a judge, a U.S. district judge, Amy Jackson. She's doing something when she makes her decisions on how to sentence people that you've warned for years, folks, this is why you shouldn't do it. You've told people, you've even said on this radio program, this is why I don't do it, for these kind of reasons. U.S. District Judge Amy Jackson reads aloud some of the posts that people who did the rioting on January 6th, she reads them aloud and uses them. She says she takes into account what their social media was afterwards. Like one guy said, overall, I had fun. It was great trying to overthrow what I think is a tyrannical takeover of our government. So this judge is using people's social media posts where they brag and laugh and basically had a good time with when they stormed the federal Capitol. She's using their own social media posts to say, you really didn't have any remorse. You really didn't think you were doing anything wrong. You thought this was fun and games. And she's using it when she considers their sentences. And you've said,
have no problem with any of that.
You've said numerous times, that's why you're not on social media, so nobody can come back and say, no, Galen, 3 years ago, this is what you said.
Well, the purpose of that, and I read this, is because she can prove intent.
Right.
Done.
But that just bolsters your argument that you shouldn't be on social media.
Well, but if again, it's just like they're using text messages now. Okay, if they can prove intent, you're done. If you can prove that you pre-planned this and that this was your intent, was to have this kind of an event, and done. Go to jail.
More than 50 people have been sentenced.
No remorse for it.
More than 50 people have been sentenced for federal crimes related to the storming of the Capitol January 6th. And in 28 of those cases, judges and prosecutors say that they factored in a defendant's social media post in their request and their granting of stricter sentences.
What's the problem?
I'm just saying, once again, Galen Unal, he told you.
Yeah.
He's told you for years, stay off the social media, except to send grandma and grandpa pictures of the grandkids and to ask grandma and grandpa their recipes for grandpa's brisket and grandma's apple pie. That's the only uses for social media.
And to check up on former girlfriends. Apparently that's all it's for.
That's the only uses, because other than that, it can be used to put you in prison longer if you write stuff that shows intent.
But again, I have no problem with that.
None.
Absolutely none. And I really don't know much about the Pennsylvania case. I did read that, and I don't think it's done yet, because I think he's got another charge that he has to answer for. But I don't know a lot about it.
Many rioters, they said many rioters have used social media to celebrate the violence and spew hateful rhetoric. And I understand that. So, hey, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile?
Hey, today we're going to be at the Lowe's out in Summerfield, so come see us there. But as always, check us out at lifesouth.org. Call us 622-3544.
Galen, talk to you tomorrow.
Get the life, donate blood.
Talk to you tomorrow. This is a time where the COVID-19 pandemic has exposed glaring differences in the health status of different people in this country based on factors like their race, economic status, education, sexuality, gender. But what would happen if we could eliminate those disparities over the next 20 years? A new report explores that exact positive impact that this could have on society and how we could get there. Right now on the phone with us is Dr. Keith Rawlings. He's the Senior Medical Director of Viv Healthcare, and he's going to talk to us about the current state of health equity in the United States. Doctor, good morning to you.
Good morning. Nice to be with you.
How would you describe the current state of health equity in the United States right now?